So hopefully it goes through. Okay, it looks like it's going through. And then I just got to check our audio while it's potentially going. All right. You can see us on the screen. Now I just got to see if it's going to play on here. But if anything, people will be seeing us potentially getting our stuff together right now. So we are live, essentially, I think. People will be seeing us okay, cool. Potentially getting our stuff together. You can hear me. Danny, let me talk so I can
Yeah,
see if I
what's
can hear
up?
you.
We can talk. We can talk about anything you want.
Potentially getting our stuff together. You can hear me. Danny, let me talk so I can see if I can hear you. All right, cool. Bet. We're all good now. All right. So, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another Moon Piece Live One Piece manga chapter review slash read through. One Piece chapter 1123. I am your co host, Corey. And then we got your boy, Danny, over here.
Danny, what's up, guys?
So, obviously, we come into these streams. We've read the chapter already. We already know what's happening. We're here to do a read through and give you guys our thoughts of what we've seen so far after a couple of days of collecting it. And, obviously, chapters officially released on Sundays. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave us with a like, leave us with a comment. Let us know your thoughts on chapter 1123. Danny, got anything to say before we get going?
No, I'm like, this is our second one that we're doing, so happy to be here. Happy to do
This is
this.
our third.
What second One Piece chapter, right?
Third. This is our third.
No way,
bro. You can't.
We did one with Sean.
Nothing, and we did one by ourselves.
Yeah. You know what? It's coming back to me now.
Yeah.
I too much cannabis, man.
Try to keep backed up a little bit. You move it too forward too much.
All right, cool.
All right, cool. So, I'll start with the cover story, and then you want to pick up from there with the first chapter.
Yeah.
I mean the first page, not the first chapter.
I'm there.
All right, chapter 1123 of One Piece, the Void Fortnight. So, Ogre Child. I hate that they use Ogre Child in the official translation. Honestly, Ogre Child. What you say?
Isn't she an ogre? Like an oni?
They say oni, but like use oni. I like oni.
That's true. There's a different ring to it.
Yeah, ogre just like hits like Shrek.
Yeah, there's like a negative connotation there.
Yeah. So, Oni Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 11, sentenced to eat Odin with the person they hate. So, we got your boy Denjiro forcing the little kids that was throwing rocks at Yamato a couple chapters ago, forcing them to eat Odin. Because if it isn't boiled, it's an Odin.
I'm really happy to see Denjiro in this cover story, and just really happy to see that like he seems happy. You know, man struggled so much in that like 20 years that Orochi like oppressed Wano with Kaido.
Yeah.
So to see him like out here spending time with the people that he fought to save and spending time with Yamato, who again is the son of Kaido, you love to see it.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's get into this first page, and you first two pages, and you take the honors from here.
All right. So we're starting off with this Straw Hats sailing away from Egghead. You have someone on a radio going, "Come in, Egghead. What's happening?" You're seeing bodies everywhere. Then you're seeing S Snake yelling at a Marine, "Hey, wake up! The Straw Hats are escaping!" And it just pans out to just bodies on the floor.
I was shocked to see Doll knocked out here.
Yeah, it got her. Because in the last chapter, she was like hanging on.
Yeah, cooked.
But no, she out. Then you have one of the giants going, "Whoa!" He's looking through some binoculars and he's yelling, "It's true! They knocked out all the captains." Another one's like, "No kidding." Another giant's like, "Was that even stronger than Red? Was that even stronger than Redheads?" There was no hostility to it. Luffy's just cackling in the background, and then he screams out, "Thank you, giant Robo." Can't even say robot. And then the giant looks like he's doing his best, but as you can see, his eyes are just blacked out, and Luffy's still just cackling in the background.
Yeah, I mean, from here, it seems like maybe the giant robot is like is smiling, maybe letting off one last smile.
Of the eyes. Yeah. I mean, he's
not
happy he saved his friends.
Yeah, so like he saved Luffy, and then I was weak because you called him redhead instead of red hair.
Oh, redhead.
Nah.
Akagami.
So seeing all that here, seeing Doll knocked out, like the fact that this hockey was able to actually take out Vice Admiral essentially is very, very interesting to see. And I still don't know whether or not like this is truly just Joy Boy's hockey or like hockey he collected into this rope.
Oh, like if he's like that's just like regular burst of hockey, or if that's
Like
just
if
like
it's
stored
like
up.
if it's his hockey or other people, like because he just said he was
Oh,
collecting the strongest
that's
hockey. You
true.
know what I'm like? You know what I mean? He didn't say like it was going to be just his hockey. You got some alerts going off over there, bro.
Yeah, it's Kimmy. She texted the chat.
What's up, Kimmy? I don't know. I doubt she's watching, but
Nope.
yeah,
I'm also just happy to see that obviously we're getting confirmation that it's stronger than Shanks's.
yeah.
So that's impressive, I'll say. And the
Yeah.
fact that there was no hostility to it. I think that has more to do with the fact that it's probably Joy Boys and maybe not a collection of people. Because I don't know, that's a little harder. But if
I
it's Joy Boy, then it just goes to show you he's a swell guy.
I think that if anything, it may have had something to do with who uses the rope, right? I think it has something to do with the fact that
Oh, okay.
Emif was the one to use the rope to release the hockey and had specific intentions with the use of that rope for people that Emif wanted to save and also wanted to knock out, because you can't sit here and really get me to think that every single Straw Hat is Vice Admiral level and up.
No. There's no way.
Though,
Chopper, that's pushing it.
yeah, though I've seen, especially because like it's one thing when it's like in, like say like in Wano when people was getting knocked out like completely like by like the hockey that was going on, like Luffy's like Gear 5, whatever was happening there, all that hockey that was getting released and things like that, hurting people in the castle, didn't just hurt the Straw Hats. They wasn't catching strays because of Luffy's hockey. Same thing in Fishman Island.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, the
maybe
Straw
that
Hats
has
weren't
something to do
effective.
with it.
Yeah, no one's ever said Luffy's hockey was not hostile though. Not like here. I feel like that's just like a strong point Oda's trying to put that there's
Yeah.
no hostility to this hockey because there's no way they haven't felt like Luffy's hockey in this arc.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go to the next 2 pages. So, we cut to Dory and Broggy. Then let's take advantage of their slumber and get the heck out of here. Gapapapa. And then you see all the giants dancing around. Ha ha. I like the sound of that. Let's get going, boys. And then they say, set sail to ELBAF. Rah! So you see the giant ship here, and then you see the Sunny off to the left. And you just see in the distance Egghead Island. We see we got a young Bonnie passed out. Zoro on fraud watch, gasping for air. Usopp, I never seen Usopp look so happy after
Yeah,
arc
right.
finishing. Like, love this for him. Love this for him, right? So we see and Chopper. Interesting thing, like to think about, like the Chopper never met Dory and Broggy because they got
Yeah.
Chopper right after Little Garden,
Hmm.
because that's where
But
Nami
he
got.
met the other two giants from Ennis Lobby, so but he never
Yeah,
met the one giant in Dressrosa. Not
yeah.
that many giants, but he's still known.
Are you hitting something? Because I can like hear something bouncing on your mic or something. Are you like fidgeting?
Mm, I have a Fitchy Cube.
Yeah, I can like hear something like hitting in the mic. So I don't know what it is.
Oh.
Or maybe it's your fan or something. I don't know. But yeah, we also got Luffy and passed out in his old man form, being held by Nami.
In the
And
most favorable position.
he's he's fighting for his life, but he's doing alright. You know, he's sitting in some lap, but not like he cares anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. And then we see Sanji pulling up to Vegapunk's body. He said, "What you said back there?" Which, what is going on over there, bro?
Oh, I turned the fan away just to make sure it's not hitting the mic.
Yeah. I think that's what it was, because I can like hear like over and over like boof, 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 boof.
It was the fan for sure.
Yeah. So, Vegapunk, what you said back there just doesn't sit right with me. Was this what you wanted, Vegapunk? Was it? And like, I'm a little confused here because like I can't tell if Vegapunk's actually dead or not. But he said I couldn't hear everything, but you said some pretty outrageous stuff, and it's just like Vegapunk with a dark, it's hidden for the most part above his nose and up.
Tongue still
So
out his mouth.
tongue still out his mouth. Like, granted, like, how do you keep that in your mouth, pause, even if you're dead? Who knows?
Yeah, fair.
So,
yeah, he could be dead.
Yeah. So, what do you think about these panels so far?
Everyone seems stoked to get out of there, which is great. It really just confirmation that we're out of Egghead. It's done. There's literally nothing else to see as far as the Straw Hats are concerned.
Yeah.
So I'm happy we're moving on.
Yeah, and then once again, still confused about the Vegapunk stuff. Don't know what's going on there. It just seems like just very interesting to have him like kind of still there, like his body. I don't know.
Yeah, but what would the point be in him like surviving?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he definitely needs to bite the bullet. But hey, I'm still of the belief, as you can tell by the title, that I feel like we still may not go to ELBAF.
Oh, really?
I'm not riding as hard as Morge did with the raid failing, but I want to ride out this. We not going to ELBAF, at least not going straight to ELBAF, as long as I can. I'm okay with being wrong. It's not that deep.
What do you think? Do you think they're going to get intercepted on the way there? Or do you think they're just going to go to a different direction?
Interception, anything can happen, bro. Like the world is in a tizzy.
What if they run into Blackbeard?
What if they run into Buggy?
I went after. You think so?
What if Buggy runs into them? We get stopped at some random island. Do a little Davy back. I don't know.
I always like the idea of them doing a Davy back fight against Shanks' crew.
Yeah.
Especially if they're going back to ELBAF, the Davy back fight could be a part of it. Yeah. And, it'll allow everyone to showcase something, and maybe Usopp gets his moment in the Davy back fight.
Who knows? Oh, bring your camera down more so you can see it's a lot of ceiling above you.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm leaning back a lot.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on to the next pages. You can take it from here.
Here we're going right into a flashback 2 weeks ago, Egghead. Someone speaking. There's an abnormality in the numbers from the power plant. Yes, I am certain of it. Look at the change in the particle number density and neutron flux. You have cuts to Shaka and Vegapunk and what's that other one? Edison? No, not Edison.
Edison's the small one. This is Pythagoras.
Shaka's saying the amount of energy expenditure on the Seraphim has been inching upward. If that's a mistake in our calculations, it's a grave one. And then Pythagoras is going, huh? Wait, nah, those numbers aren't the numbers we confirmed, are they? The response rate is rising, but the power plant remains stable. Cuts back to Shaka. Yes, which means that the data represents evidence that someone has stolen some of the mother flame. All of the numbers regarding the power plant have been carefully manipulated to look normal, and the only one who could pull off such a feat, drumroll, is a Vegapunk. Was it Lilith? She's evil.
Damn.
I'm sorry to say that we are the only three with airtight alibis. The amount of energy that was siphoned off is vast. So it was one of the remaining four then. Like Lilith, I'm just saying. And that's why you want us to put our brains on stealth mode? Yes. If this evidence is shared with Punk Records, then then the culprit will know we're on to them. Now we're flashing forward 1 week. Oh dear, I've identified the culprit. It's York. And Shaka and Vegapunk are just like, what?
Nani?
Yeah. Hilarious.
Bro, the way Lilith caught mad strays. She's
probably thinking, no, but I was planning on doing that at some point.
I was planning on violating. Like, they had no faith in Lilith. Granted, she's technically the evil, Vegapunk or whatever. But it would have been too easy. They thought it was going to be too easy. But it's interesting to see that they were able to catch on to the fact that the Mother Flame was like getting some energy taken away from it, and they're like, if the Seraphim is taking it, something ain't right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's getting more exposition to the events that led up to it.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy that they found out literally like they just like got him to it 2 weeks before everything happened, and only 1 week prior they realized it's York.
Yeah, fucking York. All right, want to go to the next two?
Yep. So we cut to York sleeping. The information synced with Punk Records was all dummy memories. Even the video footage was faked from the camp snails along with the infiltration route. But why? For what purpose? Also, forgive me, Lilith. Sorry, we threw mud on your name. I found evidence that the sea beast weapons were controlled as well. Traces of wiretapping, white transponder snail usage detected. Found it. I've successfully recovered the data of this long-distance snail call. Dr. Vegapunk is studying the voice entry. A transmission to Mary Joie. No wonder Cypherpole was coming to investigate so often. 6 days ago. They say the kingdom of Lelouch is gone. The details are unclear as of yet, but it can only be an omen. Pythagoras kept a close eye on wireless transmissions and underground reservoir levels. I will. Do you think it's related to the stolen Mother Flame? I do. She must have used the sea beast weapons to transport it to the government. If I may speak without evidence to back it up, I'm certain the world government is in possession of an ancient weapon. They've used the Mother Flame York gave them to activate it. We will see the grisly results soon enough. I know in my heart it is true, but I cannot go public with it. This is all my fault. I should have never tried to isolate greed from the human mind. So, how are we feeling here?
Yeah, hindsight's a bitch, Vegapunk.
Like, it is kind of silly that there's certain things that he decided, like, yeah, let me make a whole greed. Like,
what Did you watch Full Metal Alchemist?
I literally was saying, I was like, did we learn nothing from Full Metal Alchemist? Don't trust greed, ever.
Yeah.
Except in guessing 7 Deadly Sins, but I ain't talking about 7 Deadly Sins today. That's not happening.
Who was greed? That was Bond, right?
Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't trust that man either.
Not in the red tight. Not in the red tight. I mean, he do be talking a little at. Nah, let me stop.
Yeah. Fraud watch.
Yeah, fraud watch. That's a different type of watch he's on. He's on the watch list.
Yeah, he's on a list.
On Citizen app, you'd have to pay for the higher tier if you want to see him on the map.
Wait, how much is premium Citizen app?
I don't know, bro. Every time it says like there's a child, there's a
I don't want to know.
SO around me. It's always like it's blurred out, but you need to get the plus membership if you want to see it. I'm like, bro.
Else you better get to stepping, bro. They're in the vicinity.
It's like he's 150 feet away. I'm like, bro, it's right here. He's right here. Down the street. He's right there. That's hilarious. But you see they're catching on to like the wiretapping snails, the sea beast being used, the fact that like the memory sync was like cut off. So like there's, as obviously Vegapunks would catch on to it, but the fact that they're realizing like, oh, you snitching? York, you snitching and telling them we know about the voice entry?
Dang. Could have said so many other things and you went with the worst.
You hate to fucking see it. And then from the 1 week, they basically let 1 day pass by. So 6 days ago, it seems like they also catch on to the fact that Lelouch is gone.
Yeah. Yeah, you just see the hole left there.
Yeah, so apparently the reunion is up now.
Oh, it's already it's only 8:52.
Hey man, it's an hour and 20 minutes, so we do have a heads up. So just so you guys know, I doubt anybody will be watching the stream that knows we will be doing a Love Island USA Season 6 reunion stream recap right after the episode is done. So essentially like around 11. Maybe we'll do it earlier. Maybe, let's see, maybe 10:45 if we're lucky. But yeah, back to One Piece. So yeah, the sea beast weapons, the fact that Vegapunk doesn't want to assume anything, but he's like, all right, I think these dudes got an ancient weapon. But like, which one?
I still think it's just another Pluton.
Yeah, it would make some sense that you could make more than one Pluton, right?
Yeah, there's blueprints. There's literally no reason why we should think that it's Uranus. Why would Uranus and Pluton do the same fucking thing? Oh, one's on land and one's on air. Nah, shut the fuck
up. Damn, bro. Smoked. But yeah, Vegapunk is going through a lot of turmoil about the fact that this has all happened because he separated greed from his human mind. So backfired. So we can go on to the next pages. Stupid.
Right. Now they're still continuing their conversation. You have someone saying, do you think that we could apprehend York to keep her from causing more harm? Stella is going, no, it's already too late. Whatever. York's after. It doesn't matter. Anyone who learns of the voice entry will be eliminated. It's a wrap. By recklessly handing over the Mother Flame to them, York has demonstrated her potential value. We would never have done such a thing without thoroughly determining the purpose of safety of it first. Then you have Shaka going, there is still time for us to flee, Stella. Stella going, then I requasar an escape ship. He hasn't said that requasar thing in a while.
Well, bro hasn't had time to speak besides him doing the announcement.
That's true. One that will evacuate all the residents of Egghead. It is too late for us. However, secret orders have already gone out to various naval branches. They will hound us to the very ends of the earth, and to die anywhere else would be to die in vain. More importantly, Egghead has facilities and tools that O'Hara did not 22 years ago. I have the means to maximize the reach of my voice. So here we go. Gears are turning. They're doing the recording. And it cuts to Stella going, the closer I get, the darker it looms. Just what is the world government? And then a bomb-ass panel of Stella. If I must die, it won't be for nothing.
Bro, boom. They made this nigga look cold as hell. He said,
right?
I'm going out like a G.
He is taking them down with him.
The will of VPD.
I'm sorry this had to happen to you, Shaka. That's silly. We're both Vegapunk too, you know. And then you have Shaka and Pythagoras saying at the same time, we were thinking the same thing. Da-dum. The only question, Stella, is what death will accomplish. Indeed, indubitably, sir.
Indubitably. My good man, my good sir.
Oda really glazing the satellites in Stella here with their determination to, you know,
yeah, they are willing
for the greater good.
Yeah, they are willing to stand on business. Like Stella was like, I think we should get the fuck out of here. And basically the fact that they was just like, Vegapunk's like, well, Stella's like, bro, they gonna hound us. We are never gonna get away, bro.
I mean, okay, I'll give my thoughts later.
I mean, you might as well give your thoughts now.
I still am of the opinion that they could have 100% gone to the Revolutionary Army. The Revolutionary Army, like, Dragon's literally already the most wanted man in the world. Why would Vegapunk going to the Revolutionary Army be even more dangerous?
I think...
Like, you don't think Dragon already doesn't know about the Void Sentry? The world government would be mad if they didn't think that already. Come on.
I don't think it's that. I think it's just a matter of, like, he didn't necessarily want to, like, probably burden Dragon. He already denied joining Dragon.
Why did Shaka call Dragon the beginning of the goddamn arc?
Well, Shaka's not Stella. It's two different people. Shaka is wisdom. Shaka was doing the wise thing, which is the thing that makes sense. Which, yes, you're right. But, like, Stella literally told Dragon, nah, I'm good. To go back and ask Dragon for help, just saying, it's some bitch nigga shit.
But when it comes to the greater good, man?
It's some bitch nigga shit. You had the option before. You could have joined Stella. You could have joined Dragon. And he said, nah, I need this bread.
He died for pride.
I mean, his pride got... Well, not even his pride. His curiosity got him here. He didn't die for pride. He died for the curiosity and his want to explore more things. But, like, I get why you would say run to Dragon to protect you. But, like, we wouldn't have a story. So, if that's the option, then we just don't have this. And I know we're not better. You know we're not better writers than Oda. And two, it just doesn't make sense after going through a whole backstory, literally telling Dragon no.
Yeah, to finally say yes and have them unite for all of humanity. But it's all right.
That wouldn't even sit right with me, bro.
I don't know. It makes sense. To me.
It makes sense to you. You just think about the most logical thing. It doesn't make sense for the story.
I don't think it would take away from the story that much.
Well, then we wouldn't have Egghead. We wouldn't even be here. The Straw Hats wouldn't even be having Stella. Yeah, we wouldn't have Stella. It wouldn't have Lilith. Like, all of this doesn't happen if the Dragon option is a thing, unless you want to force the Revolutionary Army to come within 2 weeks, right? We're talking about within 2 weeks. They found out 2 weeks ago. And then you find out what happens later. Obviously, in regards to the we won't get to it yet, but, like, we found out more details later, even more of, like, why this is the thing that's happening, the outcome. So, let's get to the next couple pages. So, the other one There is one other thing we cannot afford to lose. The cloud plant that produces island clouds. These clouds must be the foundation of humanity's survival after all. And then we cut to York. Huh? What's the Stella doing here? Ah, York. Just doing what I always do. Giving the mother flame a little test run. If we can move this thing with it, it just might be ideal. It just might be the ideal energy source. That's true. I hope you finish your experiment soon. I do too. But it stays incomplete is my only hope. And 2 days ago, go ahead. We're recording. Hello. Check, check. Is this on? Hello out there. Come in, world. I am Dr. Vegapunk, a humble genius scientist. So this is where the recording is beginning. They're going to be shocked by this. But it is the truth, and everyone has a right to know it. No one will expect that the transponder snail is hidden within here. And now it's set up to transmit upon my death. Which, like, this moment right here makes you think, like, okay, he might be actually really, really dead. So what do you think about these 2 pages here?
I'm thinking that if, like, the Iron Giant never moved, they might have literally never found the snail and we would have gotten the whole message.
Yes. I don't think
they would have destroyed the island entirely.
Yeah, the island would have got nuked, so, like, they would have been asked out anyway. So, like, you know what I mean? Him going with Dragon Matter, this doesn't happen at all.
Yeah, but some other cool shit would have happened. Anything the Straw Hats do, anything that they could have done, it would have been great.
But you're assuming the Straw Hats would have been there.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm not dying on that hill.
I'm just saying, man. It just seems.
Yeah. This York moment that we get, whatever. It's just more of she's a piece of shit. And the cloud plant, though. Listen, if the world sinks, then we're gonna need that. We're gonna need more Sky Islands.
That helps there. Now I had like a weird thought. I was like, ooh, what if like they can find a way for Nami to like incorporate like the cloud plant technology to the climate act?
She doesn't already have some kind of cloud thing?
She has Zeus.
You know what? That's actually better. I forgot about that.
What, Zeus?
Yeah, I always forget about Zeus.
Yeah.
But Zeus literally is proof that Big Mom is still alive.
So I've thought about that before, but I don't think that is necessarily what that means. I don't think her soul ability gets negated. I've been thinking that for a while, so I'm okay with being wrong about the idea because I've been on the fence about it. But I just try to make sense of like what does it do to actually progress the story besides holding up the story. And her being alive does nothing but hold up the story, in my opinion. We've moved on from the 4 emperors, right? We now have we have a different set of 4 emperors. We've set the final board. I feel like for plot twist purposes, sure, it'll be a crazy moment. But One Piece, sure, there's plot twist, but something like that, where the man is trying to, be it what you may think about how long One Piece is still going to last, that does nothing but add another 20 or 30 chapters, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's what because is either Big Mom is going to be completely nice and reformed, which like nobody wants to see that, or we got to fight Big Mom again, which like respectfully,
she could be an ally.
Nobody wants to see that, bro. We saw that once. Nobody was a fan of like the Olin memory wipe.
Oh, moment. I'm not saying she's gonna be Olin. Listen, I want Katakuri to be like Luffy's Whitebeard. So if Big Mom doesn't come back, I'm happy because
I think Katakuri makes sense, but it's that makes more sense. Big Mom is like, you gonna reintroduce this whole tank?
Yeah,
savage. So let's move to the next couple pages.
The next one, you're seeing all 3 of those Vegapunks, Pythagoras, Shaka, and Stella on a bed with some head strap on, and Vegapunk's going, and to prevent anyone else from learning that we have arranged this little trick, I will be erasing this event from our minds. However, this will come at a cost and of many other memories, such as York's betrayal, the theft of the mother flame, and the imminent threat to our lives. We will be startled anew by these things. Shaka's like, yes, yes, yes. Vegapunk, Stella going, "We will be frightened all over again. However, our plans will have already been laid. And the utter disaster that awaits just around the corner," Pythagoras chuckling, "is none other than our ultimate triumph."
Yeah.
Dome. And then some time goes by. They're waking up. Why am I here? This is the memory mass testing lab. Vegapunk's reading off of a letter. "Good morning, gentlemen. You will find that within your memory there is now a void fortnight, but it was done of your own volition. There are many surprises in store for you. LOL. Ah? But I will leave you with one piece of information.
One Piece is real.
One Piece is real." So yeah, it's good to see, process is being done.
Yeah, so we find out like why, exactly we didn't know or they didn't know there was a traitor or what was happening, because in order to like keep themselves from fucking this all up, they just erased the past 2 weeks from their mind.
And they needed to, so that when they linked up with Punk Records,
yeah,
no one else would have known of their plans.
Yeah, so York thought she was, a little sneaky, but like you got 3 Vegapunks and like the main Stella working together. It's going to be a lot sneakier than just the one.
And but then, like, why couldn't they just modify their memories like York did?
Well, York
didn't
wasn't
have to erase anything.
York wasn't modifying it. They were still able to check the gaps. You know what I mean? She was doing shit like not reporting shit. So they're like,
right,
yo, there's.
I don't know the technicalities. I was going to say, like, even if she doesn't report a few times, even if you report one time, it'll upload all the information prior. It'll just be like a bigger upload instead of a daily check-in, right?
I guess so. But
I don't know the implications of their fucking software, of Vegapunk software. I don't.
It just seemed like she was leaving gaping holes and they weren't checking before, and then they started checking and realizing the gaping holes.
Yeah.
And
pause.
Yeah, my fault. Pause. But like, it's like having little bits of pieces missing, and then like if you don't pay attention, you don't notice, right? When little information is missing. But if something goes on your radar, like the mother flame thing, they're like, wait, what? And then they start going digging. They're like, oh, okay. They were able to piece together and found her out mad quick. So she obviously did a bad job at hiding it. So like, why emulate what she did?
Oh, okay. Oh, true. Yeah, because she got caught.
She got caught. So like,
yeah,
wasn't that? That's what I'm saying. It wasn't that clever. She got caught.
Yeah, fair enough.
And like this scene is cool. Vegapunk is getting all the dooms right now. All the doom scenes talking about is none other than our ultimate triumph. Like, this is cold.
Yeah, he's talking a lot of heat.
Yeah. So, and then it's smart to like leave like that information, like, oh, just a heads up, this is what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen, but the memory wipe seems like the smartest idea. So like, not the smartest idea, but a smart idea, because Vegapunk isn't necessarily trying to live from this situation. He does have guilt and a little bit of remorse because the whole world is about to suffer because of his curiosity, his intelligence. So I think that's another reason, like, why he wouldn't go to Dragon, to like add to that. Like, bro is not necessarily looking to live and be running away and probably inconvenience, because the Revolutionary Army is dope, but I don't think they could handle the full force of the world government.
Because that's probably why they have to like do most of their stuff in the shadows.
Yeah, them niggas is sneaky, and like they've gotten snuck by Blackbeard before. They lost a whole base. You know what I mean? Like, going to the Revolutionary Army isn't an automatic W. That's why I also think like, yeah, you kind of putting them in a fucked up spot, and he's actually trying to save the world, and you just trying to save yourself.
Okay, all right, that was a good point.
Just saying, man, you gotta let me get there sometime. I didn't want to expose other information until we got to more chapters in.
Fair enough.
I mean, more pages in. Sorry. All right, so let's go to this next page. Oh, it's the last couple pages.
Already? Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. You got this.
The world government knows about your research into the Void Century. What? They do? Like, we didn't know that, but they're like, fuck! Again? Yeah. But rest assured that you've already put together the perfect countermeasure before you hurl toward your glorious death. And one more thing, yo, you about to have the illest death, my guy. Yeah. Like, telling yourself that you, like, how you tell yourself, like, yo, we about to go out like a fucking G.
Why? That's like the one question. Like, what are you talking? What did you do?
He's like, death? Whose? Mine? And then you see we still see the whole pan out of Egghead. Stella, Straw Hat of the Emperor of the Sea has just landed here with Bonnie. What? CP6 has landed. What? We're surrounded by naval battleships. What? It's Admiral Kizaru and St. Saturn. What?
Yo, that's a lot. That's just great.
Because like all these events, like the future, the Vegapunk from 2 weeks ago didn't know all of this was about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like he never planned for the Straw Hats to show up.
Yeah, when you lay it all out like that, it's a lot going on. Like you forget all the shit that was happening on Egghead.
And bro had 2 weeks to come up with all of this.
Yeah.
And didn't find out the culprit until a week before and came up with the plan, what, 2 days before the memory wipe? 2 days before was the memory wipe?
Yeah. Which is just to take down as much of the world government that they possibly could before they ate it.
Yeah. So it says, and then we cut to like this image of Atlas, Frankie, and Sanji talking to Vegapunk, well, Stella, saying, I want you to know, though we're going down to save Bonnie, I intend to remain down there. Huh? But you'll die. I don't want you to save me. Just leave me down there to perish. Huh? You got a death wish or something? Certainly not. But I feel like my death might cause something to happen. It sure will. A bunch of people will be upset. I can't just let you die. Pretty please? And one other thing. When it comes to the One Piece, what now? I want your crew to be the ones who get it. A toast to reuniting with old friends. Now, Lahair. Onward to ELBAF. Onward to my dream. Usopp screaming, and then we got Dorian Bragi hitting the ga-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ga. And then we hit the doom to be continued. Doom. And that's the end of the chapter. What do we have to say about these final 2 pages?
The end of Egghead. Finally, we get to move forward.
So do we think that like this is like, you know how Wano ended but didn't end because it still has technically a couple chapters that like aren't at Wano that are still part of the Wano arc? Do you think
we're talking about the ones where they're at the port? Like,
yeah, the port. They cut to a couple things around the world, the buggy stuff, all of that stuff that happens before we actually run into that warm eddy where we find Bonnie is not Egghead, it's Wano.
That's fair.
Because in the anime, if you look at Wano doesn't end until 1085, I believe. And there are things that take place, you know, in between before we start to actually before we get to Egghead. Like even the Luffy's Dream chapter is before it's officially Egghead, I believe.
I feel like those are all just like those in between chapters that we all just love so much. Those in between arc chapters. I don't know what to call them. The void chapters.
Well, no. Usually they have an arc name. There's no such that none of them don't have an arc name. There's there's a post Enies Lobby, post War arc. Like they have their own arcs usually, and it's not listed as its own arc. It's listed as part of Wano. So what I'm trying to say is that maybe this isn't the official last chapter of Egghead.
Oh, okay.
Because like Egghead hasn't been just Egghead already this arc. It's been everything that has happened has been part of this arc. So nothing's really stopping like it to be like another technical 3 to 4 to 5 chapters of stuff before we end up wherever we end up next. Or maybe we won't even see the Straw Hats after this. Maybe it'll be mad long of not them.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna get any kind of follow up with like Law, where he's up to, or Garp and how he's doing on Full Outlet Island. We know what Blackbeard's doing. Blackbeard's about to go talk to Karibo to see whether or not that intel is legit.
And then we see Sanji, here talking to Vegapunk and the little, talking to Stella in here, talking about like, hey, we may be going down to save Bonnie, but like I plan on dying, which is why I'm still confused because he was feeding about this death thing, and Sanji. I feel like Sanji would have been a little bit more defeated that if Stella was dead. Like, why bring the whole body? Listen, I'm okay with it being wrong, but I think if Stella is still alive, it does leave an option in my head for Lilith to not actually join the crew.
Okay, so if Stella is alive,
I don't think Stella will join the crew, but I think it removes Lilith from joining the crew if Stella is alive, unless Stella does bite it on this journey and like tells Lilith to join the Straw Hats in his stead. Maybe he's on his final breaths. Who knows? I don't know.
Oh, okay. So
Just,
either way, Lilith is still for Straw Hats.
I still would like to see it, but I won't be like I'm not gonna be as mad as when Yamato didn't join the crew. Like that shit actually pissed me off.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, me too.
And I'm not gonna be as mad. I think because Wano is the first arc I caught up to and got to like in real time experience reading. So I never really got to feel like the whole like, oh, I thought Liv was gonna Vivi was gonna join because I kind of got through that quickly, right? I was binging, so I didn't really have the same involvement on like thinking they would join, or I knew Frankie was gonna join, but like, and who else I'm trying to think of? Carrot. I don't listen. I'm not a Carrot fan like that.
I was
right.
Yeah.
But like I never got it. I never got why, but I understand like people when you're reading it weekly and you're having more time, you may start to like grow more of a connection than somebody who may binge to certain characters in their moment. So like I try to shoot some bail there.
Yeah. The party that's going on in the ELBAF shift looks great. Everyone's having a good time. And Luffy, what is he saying? Now, lay here. What does that mean?
Not like, now, later. He said, not now, later. Like he can't do a toast now because he fucking tired.
Okay, yeah. He's
like, not now, later. Like,
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I wonder how long he's going to be like that for. That's the first time we've seen him turn into an old man for like a while. Every other time he's like eating food.
I mean, it ain't been that long.
When was the last time he turned into an old man? After he fought Kizaru? Was he an old man?
That just happened, though.
What do you mean? Like, yeah, but like he's gone in and out of Gear 5 a few times since then.
He's gotten lucky every time.
Because of the food?
Yeah, it's the same way like bro had his drawback with Gear 4. Like bro just be getting lucky. It's Luffy. Nigga just get lucky.
Once he realizes he's a mythical zone, hopefully that changes.
I still don't.
There's no way.
I still don't think he knows, bro. He don't know. No,
he definitely doesn't. But like people keep calling him Nika, and especially the Giants. The Giants and like Luffy on multiple occasions have been like, "Who are you talking about? Who is this?"
He is gonna ignore them, and it's gonna have to be Robin to hear, and he's still gonna be like, "That got nothing to do with me."
Yeah, even the Straw Hats, because Stella told them this chapter, this arc, that Luffy's not. There's no such thing as a gum fruit. Someone's gonna confront Luffy and be like, "Yo, who told you this fruit was the gum fruit? Because your life's a lie."
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen that way, but like, even if it does, the boy don't listen to nobody, so it don't even matter. Like him finding out means nothing. Truly means nothing to him.
He'll still be saying gum.
He's still gonna say gum because if bro switch up, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna like that as a character point. If he just all of a sudden like is on something, I'm a Nika, or I'm a god. Like that doesn't even fit his character. Like so, it may be told to the audience, it may be told to the Straw Hats, but that means nothing to Luffy.
That's true.
So
just in a sense of him like understanding the power he has.
He's never. This is Luffy, boy. Even if you told him,
because like,
even if you Luffy told him,
did his best to understand and use his power in unique and various ways, and in order to be able to do a lot of the things you do, you have to be able to like understand your body, and so he's always cared about that in order to be able to fight and to grow and to become stronger. So if he really wants to reach that pinnacle, maybe he'll take the time to understand, like, what is this?
I don't think so, because he'll probably be like, I got here anyway without knowing. I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's already said he's at his pinnacle, so...
Yeah, he's at his peak.
I mean, he's obviously not, though, because he needs to develop and conquer his haki.
Well, that's different than the devil fruit, right? You saying he's at his peak with his devil fruit is completely different than him needing. He needs if we're going to ELBAF, it needs to be a Conqueror's Haki training arc. It needs to come from Shanks. There's no other person that can teach him a more developed form of Haki, because Rayleigh ain't that dude no more. And Rayleigh ain't about to show up right now because there's so much other shit going on. Because So
Rayleigh's not going to do it.
Yeah, like I think in regards to Luffy utilizing Gear 5, I think this is it. You know what I mean? I don't see it getting any crazier than this. Like at this point, what are we looking for? A Gear 5, not Snake Man, but a Gear 5 Snake Man, for example, or a Gear 5 Tank Man? Like Gear 5 encompasses all of what Luffy can do. Now at this point, it's Haki, which Kaido always said, you can't get there without Haki.
Yeah, I want to see Luffy develop more in that sense, because if he does develop, I mean, he has to, because that's clearly the only thing that works against the Gorosei, and he saw that firsthand. So he's like, okay, that's where I have to go to next. Clearly, there's a gap between me and whoever that the Haki.
Yeah.
That Haki belonged to.
So Haki, I think, is him understanding this is the Nika fruit. Does nothing. I think it's going to be focused on the Haki more than anything.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I mean, how do you feel about this chapter overall? If you want to give it a rating out of 10.
I think that for me, my bias lies in the fact that we're getting this chapter after a 2-week break.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish that after 2 weeks, like we had gotten a little bit more something, like we just all this exposition about Vegapunk and him finding out York was a traitor and everything, like. It's needed because apparently it closes up the York plot hole, but it's just not what I was expecting. I'm gonna give it a 7. It's a 7,
yeah,
and that's being generous. Actually, I might give it a 6.
I think that's being harsh. I think
you think this is an 8?
I think yes. I'm leaning more towards an 8. I can be convinced a 7, but like this is not like we've had 6 out of 10 chapters, and this is not. In regards to ending an arc, like they're running out of here. They're not even slowly leaving. Hi, bye, guys. Like, nothing like Wano. They running out of here the same way we was running out of Whole Cake. And with that, running out of Whole Cake was a fucking song going on while the Fishman was fighting. Still a good ending. It's just the final, this is the closing thing. Like, they had to, like you said, they had to wrap that Vegapunk York thing up.
Yeah, and that was cool. But like it wasn't like monumental, or like it wrapped things up, but it wasn't like, oh man, oh wow, yeah, dude, that's totally right. Oh, like I never once, my energy levels did not get high at any moment reading through this chapter. The only time was when we got confirmation that Joy Boy's Haki was stronger than Shanks's. That was the only time I was like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, I think
that's it for me.
I think naturally, I guess maybe for me, I view things differently. I don't always need like the moments like that, like that's like, oh, the confirmation with Haki that does not as much for me, because that was common sense answer to me that Joy Boy like was that. So that's anything to me. That's less useful information than the Vegapunk stuff and getting the 2-week backstory. I think for all of this helps kind of contextualize where Vegapunk head is at, and 100%. That's needed for us to continue on, and doing it all in just this chapter. Like we had to spend so many chapters with a voiceover of this band, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't make it an above 7 out of 10 chapter.
I said I'm okay with a 7. I just think a 6.
You said you could be convinced.
I can be convinced to a 7. I can okay with a 7. I think a 6 is like, okay, at this point, like this is where you're leading into what else are you supposed to do while leaving the island while there's a shit show going on.
That's where my bias of this coming after a 2-week break comes into play. Like if we were getting this in between weeks,
you got that.
It is what it is.
I think going forward, we can't do that. We can't do that for the 2 weeks, because when you're reading this naturally, that doesn't take into account.
Fair, yeah, 100%.
So
that's why, like, I'm recognizing like my mental state and my perspective going into the chapter. Like, oh man, although like I don't even know why I was that hyped up, because the spoilers and the leaks, like no one was going crazy. So I'm like, oh okay, this is probably gonna be like an average chapter.
And every chapter can't be 9 out of. That's just, especially in One Piece, that's not even a thing.
No. That's why I'm saying like 6 is slightly above average. And this is kind of an average chapter. It's just info dumping and exposition, which is important. But, you know, it's all right. 6.5 out of 10.
This guy is such a harsh critic. Maybe the more we do these streams, you'll become a little bit of a lighter critic as we get through this.
I don't think so.
We'll see. You never know, man. Sometimes, yeah, bro, when you stream and like read these chapters and kind of like the way we kind of you start to pick up on more things and like the way like we can kind of bounce off ideas and exchange ideas. You start to like view the reading experience a little bit differently than when you're just reading alone. That's at least what has happened to me while reading this, like, and streaming it by myself, at least, and talking to people like in the chat. There's things I never think of and point of views I never think of that, you know, can sway. I can always be swayed. Mm-hmm. I'm always open to being swayed. So I'll give this chapter, if I was feeling off the hype, an 8 out of 10 if this was on like earlier, like the earlier releases. But like today, now that like I've had time to sit on the chapter and think about it more, yeah, I would give it a 7 out of 10. This is just what can I expect while sailing away. Like,
yeah,
just like post-war arc isn't that, not post-war arc, post Enies Lobby is not that lit.
Yeah, no, that's just info dumping and introductions of characters.
But like if you call one of them chapters a 6 out of 10, somebody might be like, Nani?
No, those chapters wouldn't end up. We'll see. I would have to reread them. Obviously, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, you got anything else to say before we wrap up this stream? We ran for 50 minutes. Look like these things are going to run for an hour usually. So.
Yeah. No, on this chapter, you know, again, I'm just very happy that we're finally sailing out of Egghead, and sure, we might have a few chapters that are still in Egghead, but anything spent with the Straw Hats and the Giants is just going to be so much fun. I can't wait to just see those dynamics and the conversations, and then literally anything else that we get outside of the world. Hopefully we see Vivi again. I would love to see her. Just any character. I'm so excited.
Yeah. I mean, where the final race is on, I don't know what arc is going to be after this. I'm still standing on it. I'm going to stand on it. I won't bet no money. But hey, we might not go to ELBAF. Who knows?
We might go to Full of Lead.
We might go to Full of Lead. Who knows?
Love that. If the Straw Hats pulled up on Full of Lead like they did on the Frankie house.
I doubt it, though. They not. Because Luffy don't. I told you, Luffy don't love Garp that much, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, he don't love Garp that much. Like, that's his boy. But, like, you know. Yeah, like, I feel like me and you fuck with each other more than Luffy fuck with his own grandfather.
Yeah. He's like, he got it. If anybody's got it, he's got it.
And if you get taken by Blackbeard, bro, I'm sorry. I fuck with you, but I'm not coming to get you.
Yeah, okay. Right.
You're cooked.
I'm excited at what comes next.
Yeah, so we'll end the stream here. Thank you guys for, whoever came through, check out the stream, and whoever check this out after. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Moonpiece Podcast channel as well. Here's a like, leave a comment, let us know your thoughts. Hit that notification bell, get notified for more content that we put out. Also, if you want to see our full episodes, you can see that on the channel, where that's me, Danny, and our co-host Kimmy, who does not take part in the Piece of One, but
the Piece of One.
She does not take part in the Piece of One. But we talk about all types of other stuff, anime, manga, nerdy stuff, all things in between on our main episodes. And we have a special doozy coming up, actually. We'll give you a little sneak peek right now. We actually have a Bleach opening tier list, ranking tier list that Kimmy's doing. That's going to be coming out on our next episode, where she's going to rank all the Bleach OPs from opening 1 through 17. And she's never watched Bleach in her life. So she has a straight, raw opinion. So if you didn't find out from the stream, you ain't gonna find out until the episode's out. So this is your like heads up. This is the pluses you get when you check us out live streaming. So, Danny, you want to get us out of here?
Yeah, guys. Thank you again for listening. Really appreciate it, guys. Have a wonderful night.
All right, y'all. Enjoy your life.
Deuces.